Oh.
So we rated the drinks.
Yes.
And there's a couple of categories that we needed to rate. So if we're looking at Fog's drink, you just saw it just looks like something taken out of a pit somewhere in the middle of the street. It doesn't look good.
It looks like the runoff that goes into a sewer for sure.
Yes, it looks bad, but it actually tastes pretty good. So in terms of contrast, looking bad, tasting good, you know, it scores a high 10. That's the best one in regards to contrast.
Yes, and uniqueness.
I'll take that, guys.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Do you have a name for yours, by the way?
Cinnamon sewage.
All right, great job.
I actually like that. Then we got drinks that look good and taste good. And in that case, it's God's one.
Yeah, for
God's one actually looks like a real proper cocktail with like nice pleasing green things in yellow.
It's nice. It's nice. It looks like, you know, when you've got that old kind of ready-made mojito and you have to, you know, urinate into it. Yeah.
I'm glad my years of bartending built me for this moment.
Yes.
I mean, there's some experience in there for sure. I mean, you knew you did it for some.
I knew I'd be on DreamLeague one day and get to make a cocktail.
Yes, got him.
Oh, and go to the war room. We have work that we're going to do soon.
Yes.
Get the hell out of here.
Yes, because he didn't win.
No one
Look
has
at
anything
that.
to say about Owen's
not
drink. I'm
that's
sorry.
It's making me shake. I don't know why. I've started shaking. I've got the shakes off that drink.
And then in terms of taste, mine got a lot of good votes.
It was Sheever. Sheever's the winner from taste.
I
Let
was
her
the winner
have
for
it.
taste, but it doesn't look as amazing as God's, and it is slightly on the sour side. So if you would prefer something on the more sweet side, you would go for Jake's, but it is also a fizzy drink.
Mine's literally, I just poured a Coke in there and put 3 mint leaves in. I'm sorry, guys.
All right. Back to the war room to see the draft for a second series. It's Team Freedom versus SG Esports again, and they ban out the same. They ban out the same heroes once again. We got a Nyx Assassin first pick, and again a respect ban for Clockwork against SG.
They pick Nyx a lot of their games on Freedom, but they run it both in support and offlane. So I'm gonna leave it as support for now, but I think it depends.
To say that,
yeah. I've seen Francis play it a lot. F. Lee, he's been playing the support role a lot, and Snaking's been playing more something like a Darkseer or something along those lines.
Snaking. What a legend.
The king.
The king.
The king himself.
The king of snakes.
So let's see if SG takes a completely different approach since they just dropped their last 2 series. I think the Sanking is still probably going to be picked up, though.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they do. We're a team that isn't running away from them, right?
Okay.
Last 2 series, we saw so much space made for the Lone Druid, who just went ham. So it looks like Team Freedom's already not valuing that style with a Nyx. He's kind of very active. So there we go. They're going to go with the Sand King and the Witch Doctor, huh? Active supports.
And they saw Witch Doctor earlier on when Thunderburst picked it against them, so they're like, hey, you know, we can do that too.
Very versatile, Sheever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that drink left just a bad feeling in me.
I think my drink as well. I'm kind of feeling it moving through the different organs of my body.
What a great idea to have that at the beginning of our...
We've got 4 games to get through.
All right,
who needs a bucket?
All right, so Freedom going to come out with their second pick.
They probably see both supports here, too, so they have... Maybe they want to draft themselves in early another support, since a lot of them are already taken out of the game.
Sure.
If not, I think they go for the Darkseer, because they love this hero.
Well, what's kind of the big heroes for, you know, CNC? What's he on
He's
Freedom?
been playing the TA, the Tinkers, and stuff like that, yeah.
Is he good on the Invoker?
I think he plays it, but not like a crazy man. Oh, this was another hero. So they were picking a lot of Darkseer Jakiro as well a couple weeks ago. They haven't played like a crazy amount. I think it's been like the last 5 days they played versus Complexity every single day. So.
Oh, really? So this is where they're getting that from, yeah.
Six games in a row versus Cole.
The ultimate challenge.
Hey, they have another match tonight as well, Freedom versus Cole.
Yes,
by the way. That's our last series of the night.
All right, so Jakiro picked up there. We've been seeing a lot more Jakiro ever since the, you know, actually being able to hit your ability buff there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so ever since Starlighter happened and, you know, TNC were picking it the first 2 pretty much all their games.
Mm-hmm.
Just a safe hero, and yeah, like you said, it's a support that actually hits buildings, which is pretty much only Jakiro.
Yep. Warlock got banned out. Now he got some changes as well. Is he any good anymore? I thought those were pretty significant changes.
What, you got the mana nerf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a small increase. I don't think it's that.
Did you do the math though? Refresher.
For refresher?
Yeah.
You need what? You need 1375 to do refresher ulti. Mm-hmm. So you need a pretty big chunk of mana pool, but...
So you need some extra items before that.
I mean, if you've got boots, you should have enough.
The thing is that usually you don't even see like the Warlocks having the big impact in the games because they have Refresher. Usually they just have the impact because they have the Golem in the mid game. They hit level 20.
Yeah,
they get
the
Golem
bonds.
that drops down Fatal Bonds throughout all stages of the game.
Yeah.
And Shadow Word for sustain is incredibly strong, and then not even to mention Upheaval. So I don't know if the nerf was that crazy on him, to be really honest.
Dire team back.
I'll hurt my pubs, Fogged. I'll tell you that. It will hurt the pubs.
Okay.
All right, anyway. Lifestealer banned out as well. So not too bad of an idea there. They've already got a decent amount of physical stuff and not too many ways to deal with that so far. Terrorblade knocked out, though. It's interesting how Terrorblade has kind of fallen off. We could have barely find a game without a Terrorblade for a while in DreamLeague, and now, you know, he's getting some time out. He's kind of being ignored a little bit. Any ideas why?
He got hit by nerfs, right? The illusion nerf in 7.05, I think it was, and then in 7.06 he got a movement speed nerf on his Metamorphosis.
Yep.
So he has gotten nerfed a couple times. And that definitely affects him. And new carries start, you know, coming out, and people start learning how to play versus heroes better. You know, he's weak to magic damage, and people are drafting a lot of heavy magic in team fight now in the early drafts.
What?
Ooh, yes,
okay.
This is a very SG esports pick right here.
Yeah, these guys
love
their lovelies. Yeah.
Love their Undying.
Yeah.
God
and
damn.
now that looks like it's going to be a Sand King in the offlane, right?
Yes.
And it's going to be the dual sustained supports and the heavy, strong laners.
Undying offlane as well?
10 seconds remaining.
Could they go aggressive with
Yeah,
that?
I mean, the Undying can go to both of them. I mean, you can even hang around in the middle if they want to try and put some aggression.
It's usually King RD playing it for them. He farms really heavily on the hero. But yeah, we'll see him, like, he's going to be running around the whole entire map. Probably the same way that he did in the last 2 games that we saw.
Juggernaut there for freedom.
Radiant team
Very nice already against... Wow. And what Blade Fury is going to be pretty massive. You've already got kind of these heroes that are going to be moving around and you're offlane. And normally they're the heroes or the roles that you look to get someone with a lockdown through that magic immunity, whether it be getting an offlaner like an Axe or a Legion, some sort of control. So a nice little sneak through there with Juggernaut from freedom with that third pick, I feel.
Hero had high success as well, Manila, right? I think it was like a 70-something% win rate.
He had an 83% win rate.
83%?
83% win rate at Manila Masters.
Jeez.
Oh, SG, I'm interested if they're going to go all in on this early game. Undying, of course, fantastic in the early and pretty good in the mid. And yeah, they're going to just a lot of burst and run at you. That's cool. It can work, but I feel like they're revealing that hand a little early. What's stopping Freedom from just getting some like mega late game and holding out?
You're too greedy, I guess you get punished and lose the lanes hard. But what they've, I think, been smart about is picking heroes that are pretty strong defensively. Like Jug, you've got Healing Ward, Blade Fury. He's not the easiest hero to go on. He's not going to get destroyed like a Terrorblade or a greedy carry might. So I think for Freedom, you're just looking at finding ways to make sure you don't get overrun too badly in the laning stage.
Do Freedom play the Magnus in the offlane? Could they do a Jug Mag thing, or is that not very Freedom-esque?
Doesn't I think they can, but I think that they probably stick to their comfort and just do like the Darkseer looks really good for them here.
I mean, a Baden's still there. Is that something that we could see?
Baden's a possibility that they do.
Yeah, some kind of defensive heroes would be fantastic this game. Like maybe, don't call me crazy, but maybe even an Omni Knight might be good here. Jug Omni, huh?
Have seen them play it. Not, I don't think in their last 6 games I want to say, but I did see them play it like a week and a half ago or so.
Ooh, better.
Look at the bat on the offlane.
I completely forgot this hero actually was a thing, even though it was extremely dominant at Manila, and I think this hero has gotten a lot better since the recent patches.
Did he receive any nerfs in the 7.06C?
No.
No. So bat's still where he's been. Yeah,
10 seconds remaining.
And well, I guess in terms of save,
5 seconds
they have got they've got the ult on the Ursa, but other than that, whoever else gets gone isn't going to be protected too much from that lasso. Leaving that mid pick open. I mean, with SG as well, is this definitely going to be an Ursa safe lane, or do they have the potential with their players to put in mid if they see a favourable matchup and sort of turn it on its head against Freedom?
I mean, they can. I think it's more than likely going to be the safe lane thing, though. I think this Batrider pick also signifies that they want to keep the supports down there. Like, they're probably going to even move, like, the Nyx down there with the Batrider. I'll still leave it in the safe lane, but I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on the safe lane to make sure that those supports can't, like, rotate around too much. Batrider's just used this heavy lane dominator lately. Ban out the Lina for themselves.
Dire team ban.
I like that Lina ban. That would give him a lot of burst damage and a lot of ways to shut down those supports and blow them up. So smart there. And she transitions pretty good in the late game too, you know? New sniper hitting towers from far away. So nice job there with that ban.
Remaining.
Let's see. Who do you not want against you on Team Freedom?
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, it depends what mid they're going for. They'll ban something that's going to counter the mid that they have in mind.
Time.
So, what that is.
Well, let's see.
I mean, could Freedom have also been setting
remaining.
up for, as you mentioned, one of the heroes he plays, the TA in the middle in this game. They've
yeah.
banned out DK and Terrorblade, 2 heroes that, high physical resistance with the armor. Very hard for TA to burst down. They pick themselves the Jakiro, so it can't be picked against them and puts SG off picking a TA. They've banned a Slark, someone else with the Dart Pack, very good at getting through the refraction. And also, with that Slark ban as well, they themselves maybe considering that maybe the Ursa could be moved mid in an attempt to outdo them. Ember Spirit, of course, another very strong mid laner, still in the pool here, and could be very nice. Go for a poke, though.
Okay. I was thinking it might have actually been Templar Assassin as well. I was actually grabbing it early on.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that I like the Templar because if she got ahead, they'd have no chance. Puck, he's going to have a rough game. There's a lot of stuns. Well, he's got the ability to kite, but if they ever get him, he is done. He is blowed up, that little fairy dragon.
I mean, SG themselves, we saw how well Adriano played in game 1 with the Ember. Surely he could just pick up the Ember here, or is the Puck too much of an issue in the lane?
It's a hard matchup in the lane, but Ember can go resort to jungle, but yeah, I mean, CCNC is a very strong mid laner at his mechanics, and Puck can really hurt Ember Spirit, like super hard in laning phase. And
SG got like the whole early game lineup going on, so they don't want a mid that holds them back. Which is something that Ember could be doing if he does need some extra time in the jungle to catch up after laning stage.
Ember as well versus Nyx Assassin. Like for SG is really hard. You're just setting yourself up to get ganked.
Yeah, get the SF. I mean, another hero that could be susceptible to ganks, but a hero that can certainly back off, look to the jungle, and recover from a tough laning phase, which you may receive with Freedom's heroes. Yeah, a lot of threats for the SF this game.
Alrighty then, gentlemen, get to the casting booth. Gods, what do you reckon?
I like the way Freedom's lanes look, like the fact that some of their cores are going to match up well, like the Puck versus the SF. Batrider should have a strong lane, and while I feel SG Esports have like good aggressive supports, the Undying, the Witch Doctor, they're going to be like pulled to too many lanes that they can't be in, because I think the cores are going to have bad matchups. So I'm going to go with Team Freedom for game 1.
Oh, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I like all that too, but I feel like I don't know if the Nyx is going to be able to do too much in the early game. So I don't think they have too much to stop them from rolling over them. So this might be crazy, but I'm going to go with this, with the Brazil boys.
Yeah, SG. I'm leaning towards Team Freedom because I feel like even though SG can be very aggressive, I don't think they can be aggressive enough to end early enough. I think they're going to give Team Freedom a chance to come back. We're going to find out if that is the case, though. It is over to ODPixel and Fog for game number 1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the casting desk for the second series of the day here on the NA division of DreamLeague. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Fold. We're ready to go again. SG, of course, their second series of the day, this time having to deal with the boys from Team Freedom. We've just seen the drafts, we've just seen the lineups. Obviously, Shadow Fiend there to finish it off for SG. What do we think, Gods? Gods? Fogged? I'm
Gods? Wow, Gods. I'm so tall. I feel that's a big compliment. Thanks.
Well, what are we thinking, Fogged?
I like the concept of like they're trying to go for with the Shadow Fiend. They're trying to get something to like well-round their whole lineup. It's like, and they need like an objective taker. I think that they realized that from the last games that they had like these lane dominant. They had this like very good laning phase and everything coming out, but they couldn't just like hit buildings and gain anything big out of it. And that's the Shadow Fiend bringing it out. Also with the backup of a Witch Doctor and Undying, you have like that big heavy frontliner that can get healed up by Soul Rip and Voodoo Restoration and all that, and gives them good team fight as well. However, looking at Freedom's lineup, it's a very cookie-cutter Freedom draft, actually. They really like picking the Puck for CCNC in the mid lane, and also I think that Manila kind of made the Puck stand out even more, I feel. Like, EG was first to picking this game over and over.
Oh, we saw Samal have some amazing games on the Puck.
Yeah, he was going absolutely berserk. And I love the Batrider pick.
Yep.
But, yeah, we'll see. The thing is that... Oh, we have a pause actually happening, but... Yeah, the thing is that this puck can really hurt Shadowfiend super hard in the laning phase. Shadowfiend has 46, 49 base damage, and puck has 70 in lane. So it's definitely a hard, and also we'll give it to SG. They are playing on a bit of a ping disadvantage.
For sure.
So that can make it a lot more difficult in the laning phase. And I think that Boris and Francis F. Lee in this offlane, the Nixon Batrider duo. We used to see people run like the Sand Batrider duo. I think it was Newbie.
Okay.
Who used to run it a lot. It puts a lot of pressure onto the safe lane. You have a lot of kill potential if they get out of position at all.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, all things said and done regarding the lag, we did see in the first series that SG could still do incredibly well in the laning stage. I mean, we saw Adriano, you know, win the mid lane pretty much both times. I mean, a lot of it was down to the play in terms of rotations in the hero matchup, but they can still give us a very, very strong laning performance, SG, and it's definitely been kind of the shot calling being made in the middle of the game that's costed them.
Yeah, wait, I was sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute, Snaking's on this team, I'm 100% sure, and I saw Boris, so they're playing with the stand-in.
Well, they're Boris, yeah.
Right, or am I?
No, I think you're right. Is that what we're saying?
The
You never know with the teams now that are moving stuff around, but I mean, imagine he is standing in.
Yeah, I thought that Snaking was playing on this team. So. Oh, I'm pretty sure it is. I think it is a stand-in coming out from Mr. Boris himself. But yeah, he plays a similar thing. He plays that offlane and puts pressure on. He's a very active offlaner as well, just like Snaking is. So.
What was the other teams we've seen Boris on?
He played with Wanted with PPD.
That was right. Yeah, it was on Wanted.
And I think he signed up. I think he actually signed up for the qualifiers with another team very recently. I would want to say.
Oh,
F. Lee.
F. Lee, yeah, getting some fair bit of harassment down onto C4T, bringing them down to half. And yeah, as you said, these lanes, what you expected. SG, they are going to run at the moment. King RD on this top lane. In fact, you're taking a lot of damage there with that first decay and the harassment.
Yeah, rule of thumb versus Undying. You can't get double decayed. That's how you lose your laning phase very hard. So they have to watch their positioning standing up versus, especially because he didn't get the bounty rune at the start on the Juggernaut, so he doesn't get his poor man's shield right away. So he can't really trade right clicks with the Sanking or the Undying at all. And you have to watch out in this lane. Like, you have to just wait. You have to wait until they try to make some mistakes because Sanking with Caustic pressures Juggernaut really hard. And then with an Undying, you can't really go for spin kill potential. Bottom lane, stacks are starting to build up. HFN.
Cask will be enough to hold them back. And in fact, well, HFN tries to go back in, but he's got a lot of stacks on him. And with the Firefly chasing him down, 6 stacks isn't going to be quite enough for the kill. It will bring him down low. And in fact, got the Witch Doctor here looking for a bit of a turnaround as they're both very low there on the side of Team Freedom coming in for that play. But yeah, some very dangerous side lanes for both sides. Definitely killing potential for both offlane with these duos that they're running.
I think they saw that this Ursa started with boots, so they're trying to burn his regen as fast as possible, and they're doing so.
One
down to one tango. Yeah.
You can see how aggressive F. Lee's ready to get. They're all ready to move past the tower. They've got the Firefly back up. Oh, the creeps have trapped him.
He looks pretty dead.
He's got one more cast, but they'll keep themselves split. There is a creep there to make the bounces, but it's not going to save him. He's down. F. Lee turns around, holds back HFN with the stun. They'll start to get the stacks up. Have they got the damage they haven't? They've got to back up, yeah, with the tower punching into the back, but nonetheless, they get themselves that first kill. Top lane, though, how we see you are, is starting to get some CS. But of course, Tavo having the better time with this Sand King. So looking nice for him. Mid lane matchup at the moment. 17 for 6 on CCNC. 14 for 1. So
Jarno is doing quite well. I mean, 14-1 to 18-6. He hasn't gotten any help at all. That's definitely very good for him. Straight up to 15 souls.
Yeah, and we know this Shadow Fiend can really, catch up if he falls behind or get ahead with some good stacks in the jungle if they do get created for him. We'll see if he backs up and does start to stack up any of those side camps.
Yoar getting a lot of pressure on himself top. If he gets hit by a soul rip, he actually can get brought down. He's trying to go for it.
Oh, and he's got it. King RD. I mean, it really feels SG. Yeah. King RD has been the man of the moment in the laning stage, and Adriano has been the man of the moment in the late game. Both of these players have shown us some very strong highlights in the game so far. And yeah, this Undying, it's very scary for Yuan, the Juggernaut. I mean, what does he do against it? If this Jug falls behind early at the start, it's, well, actually on the verge of potentially getting a kill there onto Tavo, but the Soul Rip and the Burrow Strike's out enough to save him. King RD's just manning up.
That is the power. Every time it's the double decays. You have to. You can't let yourself get double decayed
and
like this.
And now Yawar's in a bad position. The heal up there is from Tavo, and Yawar's got no Blade Fury. And they may just take him down again. Again, just King RD just manning up against the Jug, takes the kill, will go down in response. But they are absolutely messing up the start that Yawar wants to have. I mean, this is something that the SG were unable to tackle in the first game, being almost scared of Resolution's bear in the laning stage. But here in this next series, they say, you want to play a Juggernaut? They've got this hero matchup that I'm pretty sure that, you know, they knew that was going to have this incredible strength against this Jug in the laning stage, and it's working out hugely so far.
Bottom lane HFN. Flame break back. They do have a TP coming out from the Undying, so they're going to stop their aggression.
They need some good cast bounces here. Can they get them? It's only going to bounce the once, so Efli will be able to get away. And Tombstone will get removed immediately by Boris to the back.
And the taunts coming out from King RD. Yeah, this guy's always just moving around for this team though. Always
he is. King RD's
doing
movements
everything.
are great.
And you don't really play versus Undying so much either, right? Like, people aren't really used to like how strong the hero can actually be in the laning phase. He is one of the best still, especially in the hands of a player who knows exactly what he's doing with it.
And as the game goes, Undying's got some pretty fantastic talents as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's gotten buffed a couple times. That
15 HP regen, isn't it now?
I think 90 GPM is probably better, but you can argue in a way.
It's a hard one.
It's a hard one, yeah. It's one of those that's kind of tough.
9 GPM, it's like the not too crappy GPM talent.
I know this guy. This guy's greedy, dude. This guy likes to get his Midas. He likes to get his farm on his Undying. I think we're gonna see him get the gold talent once he gets to that.
Bottom lane.
But we'll see.
Boris again getting in close and personal, getting the stacks up on the Napalm, and takes himself a kill onto the Witch Doctor.
Well, they've got Arcane Boots already on Nyx Assassin too. So this bottom lane is actually coming. It's like the trade-off, right? The top lane is getting heavily shut down. The safe lanes are both getting heavily pressured, while the mid lane is just like a farm contention lane. And Adriano's doing incredibly well versus CCNC's Puck.
That's pretty incredible, though, the prevalence of Nyx Assassin in these recent patches.
Yeah.
111 out of 158 picked or banned.
Coil's online. Boris making the rotation toward mid as well.
Let's see if they can
cask is there,
though. The cast bounces are great as well. Bouncing between the two of them. CCNC. Orbs out. They look to try and chase it. One more raise brings him down low. The zombie. Is it enough to finish him off? It's not. Brings him down.
He's running in, though. He gets the decay.
King RD.
He's actually just running at them.
He knows the limits of his hero, and he knows the potential of this Undying. And yeah, he's having a lovely time. Once again, King RD loves the laning stage. And loves just having this ability to move around wherever he sees fit. And almost certainly, 90% of the time, he gets a kill out of it.
Ooh, Tavo, top lane as a Sanking, found a nice big stack. We'll look at bottom, though, as they chase the Ursa.
Well, see if they can save him. They've got to be careful. There's a Witch Doctor around with a potential cast. They are looking to chase. They pop the stick charges. The rotations come through here. A couple of raises, bringing Efli down low. One more stun holds him back, but the right click from the Witch Doctor brings him down. HFN, continuing to be chased, will finally fall. So they do end up getting the kill that they came for. And yeah, as you said, Tavo spots the stack, takes the stack. He's now 1k towards the Blink Dagger, 7 minutes in.
It was a triple stacked small camp, but I mean, that's why his last hits went so high up, but his net worth is still showing it. He's level 7 now as well. He's got that max stun. He went for the Tranquil Soul Ring build. He's on his way toward that Blink Dagger. And yes, Yawar is heavily suffering.
He is certainly suffering. About the same net worth as the Nyx Assassin, with the pressure that's been put on in his lane. I mean, again, it does seem like a bit of a repeat of what Game 1 looked like against Thunderbirds. Yeah, SG very good at getting pretty decent control in this early laning stage, but can they transition it into a strong mid game? Bottom lane, HFN again being dove upon. It does get taken down. They'll come in with the return Burrow Strike, trapping Boris up by the tower. Will bring him out and down. Now Tavo looking to chase down Stanking as well. He's just on his own. Well, that Burrow Strike again here. Could certainly look to try and go for this, but the stick charges are there on Stanking. Is it enough to save him? Well, with this smoke rotation, he is not getting home alive, this Dragon. Quick raise from Adriano takes Stanking down. 7-5.
They're making moves everywhere, though. They're responding well with their TPs. Adriano's he's trying to like secure his safe lane a bit. He moved out of the mid lane twice now already to try to help his teammates out quite a bit.
And again, it's
nice.
Not just Shawar, but it's both the safe laners. Both position ones are not having a great start. It's really up to the rest of the teams to make sure that they can get themselves back into the game on those position ones.
Yeah, the nice thing that you were saying though, like this just looks a lot from like the SG from the earlier games, but this time around they have that Shadow Fiend. They have that big driving force to be able to kind of force the objectives. HFN mid, dropping kind of low. He's got the stick charges though. F-Lee coming with the rotation with the stun.
They don't quite have the damage though, and they know that they can't go in onto him with that Enrage available. They haven't got the burst to bring him down. So he'll get out here. Tavo is going to have a very good timing on this Blink Dagger. 1,700 gold towards it.
How's Batrider doing? Batrider's going for the drum first.
Okay.
So, I mean, SG is going to have a very big window to be able to push for those early objectives and go for those like ganks with the Sand King Blink Dagger, with the Dragon Lance being finished up very early on the Shadow Fiend soon. And it's not really the easiest for Team Freedom to actually take those ganks. They need to get a couple more levels up. They need the Vendetta online for the Nyx Assassin to get the information for all that, but Puck is having a good time in the meantime. He has a Veil finished up already.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this Juggernaut and this Ursa can come into play. I mean, I feel like as well an Ursa needs fewer items to do as much as a Jug can do with fewer items. You know, if you can get that blink as such, the Ursa still has great damage potential. You've also got that chance to take a Roshan with the hero. So it feels like even though both position ones have suffered, you're a little more comfortable if you're the Ursa in this sort of a game.
HFN looks like he's kind of trying to bait bottom. There's a rotation coming in. Will he get the Enrage off? He does not get it off, but they might be able to get some cleanup kills.
Well, the cast comes through, bounces the once, look towards the Batrider, chasing him down through the tree line. Tombstones drop. They know where he's heading. The zombies chasing him down, and they will get him. King RD celebrates the fact that he picks up the kill there with the zombie, finishing him off.
He's saving gold as well. I think he's going for a Midas on Undying, first item.
You said he was great. Did he go for the GPM talent? Oh,
he's only level 6. It's only 10 minutes.
Oh, exactly. Let's calm down. He's having a great game. Not that great of a game. Not level 10 at 10 minutes on the Undying.
Yeah, but I mean, he's level 6 already. The Tavo has Blink Dagger as well, so they can respond to aggression and also make their own aggressive moves.
CCNC is going to go for the quick solo kill, or at least attempt for it. Actually missing the Waning Rift there, and he's not going to get this on his own. He needs backup, and it's actually not going to get there in time. Tavo turns around with the Burrow Strike. The car is bouncing between the two of them. They're stuck in place. CCNC, with the smallest jaunt of his life, should still be okay with the backup of his team. But a bit of a whiff there from CCNC ends up costing F-Lee's life, as he just missed the burst onto the Witch Doctor, and time for the turnaround is there.
Yeah. Trying to make an aggressive play, but like you said, he missed a couple of his spells and they don't get the kill on the Witch Doctor. They expend Coil, and it's a big window coming out for SG. More time for them to just get a bigger advantage, and yeah, he puts the Midas into his quick buy, picks up the recipe, and as expected, King RD always going for that Midas on the Undying. He likes to be able to, I think it's a great choice because that hero, he's a lane dominator, but then he starts to really heavily fall off, and this is a way for him not to fall off.
Yeah, for sure. And we're seeing at the moment, what, 12 minutes in, he's still able to do so much with brown boots and a stick. Yeah. He doesn't need those other items at this stage.
He's got the Midas too. He's actually got it super early. I thought he might actually go for the arcane boots to like move around, but no, he's going for the full greed, which I definitely like.
HFN looking for that Vlad's pickup on top of the phase still. Him and Yawar continuing on that struggle to recover from pretty much a laning stage from hell, thanks to both of the duo off lanes that each side ran against them.
F-Lee watching the rotation coming out from SG.
Yeah,
SG's trying to claim an objective
intel for Team Freedom, and in fact they may be able to turn it into a kill as they look towards the Witch Doctor. To be a little careful, not going to have quite enough. The Soul Rip from King RT just in time to save the Witch Doctor. HFN finds Sand King, and with a rotation of the full side of SG, they'll bring down the Jakiro and should have a good chance of getting this tower. They actually want to come down bottom. Tavo's already down here. Oh yeah, okay, he's going to hold off the TP. Did go for the TP, cancels it in the end, as he chooses to stick around with the team on this top lane to ensure that they get this tier 1 tower.
Nice trade coming out from CCNC at least. He saw that they were kind of rotating toward top instead of trying to make the defensive mood and help his team out. He wants to make a trade. So he gets a tower bottom, and the Brazilians are able to claim their tower top.
Yeah, and thanks to this, CCNC is very close to the Blink Dagger. Okay. That's an easy TP cancel. F-Lee was there. They were maybe hoping that they could try and set something up, but a Nyx Assassin and a Jakiro against this amount of heroes from SG was certainly not going to be the play that they wanted to go for, unless they can catch someone on their own. Two of them here, Bat and Nyx Assassin, looking for action.
I'm pretty concerned right now for Team Freedom. Like you mentioned, Yawar on the Juggernaut. Of course, he suffered in the laning phase, but he's not really recovering well at all. I
mean, how do you recover? It's such a slow recovery as well for a Juggernaut. Not really the best hero to go to the jungle. I mean, yes, you've got sustain, but you don't really have quick clear ability at the camps.
His team just has to make space for him, and he has to either come in for cleanup or just farm. And at least, oh, this could be it. They're looking for Adriano here.
That's a big kill if they can get it, but Tavo's there with the backup. Comes in with the Burrow Strike. Soul Rip onto the Shadow Fiend, trying to get him back with the Dream Core's there. Out onto 2, jump forward with the Omni Slash. Adriano's out down. Blade Fury from Yawar. He's trying to chase down Tavo.
The zombies,
doesn't quite have the speed. The zombies indeed slowing him down. They'll drop the Death Ward, kill the Healing Ward, and bring down Yawar in return. So 1 for 1. They're looking to jump in for more here. SG seeing if they can get anything else. The Shrine is starting to heal them up, though. It's a very hard fight for them to take. The bounce coming out from the cast, but they've already lost one. King R tries for the TPI. He's not going to make it. They'll come back in with the Epicenter, bringing them down low. Will find the Batrider because of it, but they're almost certainly going to pay with the SK's life as well. The lone survivor being the Witch Doctor, but they'll chase him down. Do they have the control to do so? Trying to land the slow. They won't quite get it. And King Art and, well, the Cat will be able to TP out there back to safety, but still SG losing 4. Just over-aggressive. They're trying to fight around that Shrine. Ends up hurting them pretty damn hard there.
Trying to fight around the Shrine after your Shadow Fiend died. I think they should have just cut their losses after the SF died. After they killed Yawar on the Juggernaut, I think that was like already a pretty decent, it wasn't a great trade. But it was better than this kind of thing happening. Yeah, tracing to the Shrine, they just get heavy TP reinforcements coming out, and they don't have their big farmer. You know, the Shadow Fiend is the one with the big net worth as well as the Sanking. But Sanking, Epicenter is decent, but you need to have that big, heavy physical damage core as well there. But at least now, they make their move into the Roche pit, so after all that hectic stuff happens, they're able to at least get this finished up.
Yeah, really good strength for their lineup.
So as long as they can defend,
yeah,
as long as they can defend the Shadow Fiend, that's going to be the big thing. There's a lot of magical bursts coming out from Team Freedom, so I think we're just going to see a straight up BKB get picked up by Shadow Fiend, and then they can start playing more like a unit.
I mean, that really is the thing. Where's the physical damage from Team Freedom? It's not there. Jug, you know, Yawar has a long way to go before he's a threat. And Jeff, you can get BKBs. If you can win the game before this Jug is able to climb his way back in, you know, that's certainly a big window for SG to try and take advantage of.
Yeah.
If they can get these BKBs out.
Trying to take down this mid tower, trying to at least keep even on the objective taking, because, you know, the Team Freedom has the Jakiro, which lets them claim towers a bit easier. They actually get a sentry down onto F. Lee.
I'm going to put the dust out as well. CCNC jumps forward, looking to burst them down. Won't be enough to slow down the push, though. SG claim the tower. More money into the pocket of Adriano.
This is good, though. I mean, at least a bit. Yawar is at least recovering now on this. He knew what he needed to do. He's like, I don't assist in defending towers at all. That's not his job. He should be split pushing, and he recognizes that.
He's got to climb his way back up still. On par with that of the
top lane.
Jumping is there with the Epicenter, looking to go onto the bat. We'll try and knock them back with the Flame Break. Looks like it may be enough with the Inner Shadows heal, keeping him alive. And indeed, Boris keeps himself safe. King R tries to TP out there. The creep, it's got the vision of him, and they know they can go for the easy kill with the quick Dream Coil from CCNC.
Tavo's in trouble as well. They're going to be able to grab him too, it looks like. The stun off the mark.
Nice puff as well. Missed. He may just live with those stick charges. Boris strikes away, and he's going to get out of there for the time being. Oh, okay, walks into the ultimate, though. Oh, he's falling like Tavo. He's going to have Blink in a second. He's got the Shrine as well. He's fine. Tavo, he's going to survive. And now with the TP coming in, you've got to get yourself out. Burrow Strike will miss, so F. Lee will escape. And at the end of the day, just a symphony of missed spells from both sides there.
Exactly.
There's some slight gets the kill.
Slight misspells, but they definitely got what they wanted. You know, Batrider ended up living during that Epicenter gank, and they were able to turn it and get at least the Undying. It was a big kill. You know, he's still worth quite a lot. And Yawar, during all this, is able to recover at least a bit. He's got the Yasha finished up, level 12, so he's got the level 2 Omni Slash, so he can actually become a you know, a little bit more physical damage that they definitely are lacking on Team Freedom.
How's King RD doing? What's he done after the Midas anyway? What's the plan?
Looks like he's going for a pipe. Like we said, full magic damage on Team Freedom.
Yeah. Makes absolute sense, yeah.
And he goes for the 90 GPM.
You were bang on.
Yeah, I mean, that's this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know, the health regen, it looks good.
I mean, plus 15 is that's a sizable amount. Oh, yeah. That sentry. That's going to set him up a kill, potentially, F-Fleet. Oh, no, he just walked out. Surely he doesn't get out. He might just get out. With that stun there, holding back the SF, making sure no more raises come through. F-Fleet survives. And from a situation that looked pretty lethal for him heading under that sentry, but SG just didn't have the control of damage to bring him out.
Extra damage from, or extra movement speed and HP from the drums that he has picked up on the Nyx Assassin. So rather going for that like Blink or Midas first, he goes for more stat build up and more of a team-oriented kind of item.
Yeah, double drums on the side. Yeah. Interesting from Freedom. But certainly in a game where, what, 19 minutes in, 23 kills, so a lot of action.
I think they want to try to match the aggression that's coming out from SG.
I'm talking about aggression. This dive here behind the tier 1 going to play with the Burrow Strike. Death Ward down. Will find the kill onto Boris, and the SG secure the space to take this tier 1. And I like this as well, being very proactive with this Aegis on HFN, making sure that they get objectives. Yawar continuing to find the space elsewhere on the map, split pushing at the moment down the middle lane.
They have a huge surge of strength right now on SG. Yeah, I believe the BKB is coming out on the courier too, so Shadow Fiend's going to have BKB in a second. Like you said, HFN went for drums as well as having the Aegis, so they're just trying to keep that early aggression going on. But looks like as the escape is coming out...
TP cancelled, and they will burst that Aegis. RSG in a position to try and help save this Ursa.
They should leave him.
Will be surrounded. They're going to try and go back in with the epicenter. They'll come through straight away, but into the Blade Fury, losing a lot. Yawar comes in at the right time with the rotation. Omni Slash is there to chop them down. And as you said, maybe SG's best interest there was to disengage. Up top, the Batrider playing around with the SF will cliff him. BKB is popped. He's scared about the Firefly bringing him down. And Adriano stuck on the cliff. Can they finish him off at all? He's got no way of getting down. No TP on him at the moment. And yeah, the Bat's just going to continue to start to stack up the napalm. He's Requiring up. He's trying to warn them, trying to keep them away, but the Jakura comes around. Adriano's stuck, and he's going to go down it. The ice path's out, and he pops.
That was great play there by Boris.
Good old Boris, yeah, with the Bat.
Freshly picked up Blink Dagger, right away cliffs him and forces a BKB usage, and even gets the kill anyway. That was... Yep. I mean, I think that they should have ditched the Ursa earlier. Like, their Shadow Fiend had already ported out, and that's like their big... I mean, that's their head honcho basically right now. So they should be playing around the Shadow Fiend in pretty much all of their engagements until the Ursa at least has Blink Dagger finished up. And this, yeah, like you said, Yawar was able to come in, get some cleanup kills too. He's
catching back up.
He's catching up. Number 3 on net worth.
And that certainly could be a big worry for SG if they can't keep HFN on the Ursa on par with the Jug. If this game goes on and the Jug gets big, it could be scary. They do have the SF to stand toe-to-toe with him, and as we can see, Adriano is still at the top of the net worth. As he, for the most part, has been having a very strong performance once again on the Shadow Fiend. And,
as long as they play around him, you know,
yeah, they've got to keep him alive in
that's like normally what you want to be doing anyway when you have a Shadow Fiend on your team. Your whole composition kind of relies on the Shadow Fiend. And they already have like good sustain as well. You know, they have the max soul rip, they have the max voodoo restoration coming out from the Witch Doctor as well. So they have the tools to at least like sit behind him properly. They just need to wait for Ursa to get a Blink Dagger so that he can get more involved in these engagements.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're weighing. Because I just feel like, you know, if you're SG, you want to be using the most of this early BKB, don't you? You want to be pushing down these lanes and abusing the fact that you have pretty much got this core that at this stage of the game, as long as he gets the BKB off, he's pretty invincible in these fights.
Yeah, it's only just the Omni Slash pretty much, and I guess like Vendetta hit, but yeah, Vendetta's not going to really be a physical damage aspect walking into a team fight like that. He's just going to be giving more so information with the Vendettas.
Let's see what they can do. As you said, it definitely looks to be that they just want HFN to get that Blink Dagger done before they go again. Tavo has got the gem queued up.
Yeah, I think the gem's good, because that lets him actually group up and like go for those towers rather than have to just keep worrying about sentries for this Nyx Assassin.
CC there quick. Just the wave clear. The CPR has the bots done as well, so definitely I think that's going to be something that SG have to be a little wary of. You know, SG with this lineup that are going to want to group up and go and push. There is going to be a puck constantly pushing out the side lanes with those boots of travel complete. So they have to be prepared to split and back up. They're already now looking to smoke up straight away.
Do they have the blink? Okay, I was going to say. They've got the, yeah, he's picking up from the blink.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, that's definitely the thing they're waiting for. They almost have the pipe as well finished up on the Undying. But this is definitely their time to go when they have the blink dagger on Ursa.
Who are you looking to blink on and delete straight away out of these fights, do you feel? You're looking to, what, get the stun on CCNC and then rip him to pieces before he can draw it out?
It's, I mean, anybody really. It's like literally any targets.
Yeah.
It just, him having to run into fights is very awkward as an Ursa versus a Puck, Nyx Assassin, Batrider lineup. He can get easily locked down and kited. But if he's the one who starts the engagement, blinking in with a Sanking at the same time, that's the way they want to start the fights, because then Undying gets to put down his tombstone, Shadowfiend gets to walk in, and then the attention is forced away from Adriano.
Yeah, for sure. And here we have it. Tier 2 push. SG. Continuing to go. Yawar will look for the split push on the top lane, and they will get the trade by the looks of it.
They're wrapping behind, though. We see Adriano porting all the way in the back as well as the Ursa.
He TPs out straight away, realizes the threat's incoming, and he is gone. Bottom lane. So they get the tier 2. They do hold on to that tier 2 on the top lane. Tier 2 in the mid's gone though for SG Esports. It's in deny range.
Good split. Good split push coming out from Freedom. As soon as they see like those 5 heroes from SG gathering up to push one lane, they make the decision to just split push and catch up, go toward the later games, later stage of the game.
It's really nice as well to see how well both Yawar and HFN have recovered from those laning stages, as they are definitely back in a position that they'll be happy with. CCNC he's been doing a pretty good job though, pushing those lanes out, and we can see how much farm he's been getting as well in this puck. Still top of the net worth.
Yeah,
18. He's certainly been performing.
It's like impossible to kill him, right? Like they have to pretty much get like a nice like Sanking stun with like an Ursa on top at the same exact time, and then it's just very unlikely for them to be able to bring down this puck. Looks like they're going for an engagement though. Freedom all set up on the high ground here.
They look poised to do something pretty major if they can get a jump. Who are they going to get leading on? The fortification comes out. SG themselves keeping HFN on the sidelines, looking for the counter initiation. Now man up and take the tower. Looks like Freedom don't want to jump on them on this tier 2 push. SG will get away with that.
They can't fight SG like on top of all their heroes. They want to be able to pull one of their heroes and move the location of the fight with the coil as well. Because if the Batrider just jumps in, he's probably going to just get Sanking stunned instantly, and then the fight is very hard. They can't really fight into Tombstone very well, especially with Pipe and all the different amounts of sustain that comes out from SG's lineup.
Oh, this is a potentially easy rotation. They can do it quick, but they are going to look to try and fight. There's a DD on the Ursa. They've got to get in the pit, and they will do straight away with the lasso, dragging him out. But the Burrow Strike's there from Tavo. In return, CCNC will burst down the Witch Doctor on the back lines, drops down the 3-man coil. BKB's up on the Shadowfiend, looking to maintain control around the pit, and they will allow HFN to get back in. Can he finish this off? The Ice Path holding him down. Epicenter comes out from the SK as they look towards F. Lee, but they've done it. SG find the Roshan, pick the Aegis up on the bear. Blade Fury from Yawar, forcing the Tavo Sanking down to the low ground as he Burrow Strikes away, but he gets chased down. They pop the Aegis. Can they get anything more out of this Team Freedom? And look to try and kite up the Ursa. Buyback will be there from Tavo, realizing his team needs him here. HFN in big trouble, will be burst healed back up. HFN back up, looking to chase Yawar out of this, but he gets forced away, saved just in time. They'll still continue to chase this HFN. Blinks up to the high ground, trying to get a lockdown onto Yawar, but the Shrine heals enough. Yawar survives for the time being. Burrow Strike and Sandstorm, will it be enough? No, Yawar, Blade Furies, continues to back out, will look for the TP out, he's going to make it. The paralyzing cast bounce is not enough to enable the Shadowfiend to finish off a kill. Back up to the north, they'll find the Batrider, trying to pop them away with a Flame Break. It's not enough as HFN mans up on the Ursa, takes down the Bat.
The kiting.
They do manage to come out the stronger out of it, SG. They force Team Freedom back. They'll look to take a tier 2. Did cost them the buyback on the SK. And did lose the Aegis.
Yeah, they don't have great catch on the side of SG. The Witch Doctor got bursted instantly in the fight. And then Sanking also died kind of relatively early in the fight. And then after that, their catch is just very bad in the fights in comparison to Team Freedom. They just kind of danced around them in circles for quite a while.
Oh.
And they have so many different like Force Staffs and different tools of like saving heroes. 2 Eul Scepters, Force Staffs as well. coming out from the side of Team Freedom, and they literally just danced around the Undying. They just sort of doing circles around him.
The fact that they kept Yawar alive as long as he did, you know, with all those force plays, keeping that Jug safe and away from HFN's Ursa. Sad trombone, but I mean, this game certainly not the saddest really from SG in comparison to the other two. This is looking pretty good still for SG.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's very close. It's just about how they take the fights. They don't have a great amount of lockdown. And here we go. Looks like another engagement's going to be happening soon.
They've got the vision here straight up onto F-Lee.
This gem pickup from Tavo, paying dividends.
Yeah, this is very nice. And 16 for 16. 13 minutes in. Bottom lane, CCNC continue with the split push. We'll look for the TP out, and we'll make it. If they don't quite find him in time there, Tavo goes for the blind burrow strike. And just bring out, yeah, looks like they may try and get some Tinker wards out, as you were. So they can have vision of CCNC when he blinks out on the puck to the trees with these pushes. Certainly would be nice.
Butterfly about to be finished up for Adriano, so he's going to be pretty damn hard to bring down, as well as the Ursa will be when he gets that. Okay, he did have an Aghanims queued up, but he actually went for the Desolator, trying to bring down people in one burst. Like we kind of saw, like they don't have a crazy amount of lockdown to do anything, so he wants to be able to kill them in that quick succession. So I think he'll probably go for, I think he still needs like an Aghanims or a BKB after this Desolator, but he's going for a bit of a different kind of build.
I guess what we're relying on the pipe really, and the soul rip from King RD to be enough to save him, and at least buy him time to get that enrage out after the lockdown from Team Freedom. And the Deso's certainly going to help with these pushes, which SG are going to look to try and achieve at this stage. They still have this lineup with that stronghold on this game. They can take one team fight. Butterfly on the SF, Deso on the Ursa. They can certainly do the damage to the towers and the racks.
If they can initiate on Boris, if they can initiate on the Batrider for SG Esports, that's massive for them. That pretty much takes out a lot of Team Freedom's team fight and control. They have eyes on him.
And they've got that burrow strike. Right in they go. We'll get the chance to force out.
Without the Ursa, they don't have that burst kind of potential in that one stun. And that's what they definitely need. Lacking disable, lacking catch. Butterfly, as you mentioned, finished up on the Shadow Fiend, coming out now.
You've got Ags complete on CCNC's puck now. So a way to deal with that BKB on Adriano. I mean, just holding this SF in position on the back lines of the fight would be pretty major. In response to that Butterfly, Yawar looking for the MKB, and he's pretty close to it. Just about a javelin shot.
Saw the Butterfly getting picked up from the Shadow Fiend. He had Diffusal queued up, but then he's like, I need a bigger item to actually stay relevant in this game. And he's the, like we mentioned a couple times now, he is the pretty much only physical damage coming out from Team Freedom. So he has to be that big, heavy core. F-Lee scouting out HFN here in the top lane. Rotations coming out as well.
Quick link out from HFN, but he remains in the area.
SG is all collapsing now.
There's a lot of backup for this Ursa. They've got to be careful how they look to take this fight, Team Freedom. So F-Lee will initiate, but at the same time, the burrow strike's there onto 2. Car scout as well. The bounces won't occur. Freedom will be able to back up. Fall from CCNC to stop the death ward.
Everyone's just walking away from each other.
I mean, it was both teams already using their initiation.
Yeah, and just like there's 2 Force Staffs, 2 Yules. Everybody's like super speedy as well. But now this is where SG is able to just stand at the tower, and with the Butterfly finished up with the Solar Crest and Pipe and all these different healing mechanisms, they're able to just bring this one down quite quickly.
And they can certainly go for more, I feel. This SF is in such a good place to just high ground front line.
I think you're still at risk, though. Like, your side lanes are getting heavily pushed in. Roche should be spawning within the next couple minutes. I think they have to just kind of, unfortunately, deal with it and, you know, get back up and farm this game out. They do have pretty strong late game on the side of SG in comparison to Team Freedom. Team Freedom is really relying on Yawar to get super farmed. Puck, of course, gets that level 25 pretty soon, and he's going to be able to get that surge of gold. But here we go, top lane, F-Lee, the gem from Tavo.
They're bringing in the damage. They're bringing in the boys, SG. F-Lee, can he kite this one up? He's looking to try and juke it around the tree line. And he may just have made it there with that movement.
Tavo spots him again.
He gets eyes again.
Carapace up again, though.
F-Lee.
He's got Force Staff.
They are going to chase him. He's hiding. He's TPing. And he's only just gone and made it out of there. Very nice done there from Mr. Lee. Will out Duke SG. Back to base.
This looks so funny, just people walking away from each other like this. Boris now are stanking bought Boris a gem, so they're going to be able to take out some of the wards that are coming out from SG. I believe Basher finished up on Ursa, and then he's going to go back for a bit, the Aghanims. So yeah, he's recognizing like it's like we have no control, we have no lockdown in these teamfights. It's pretty much everything is on poor Tavo to set up all of these engagements and catch, which is too much on one person.
I'll be interested to see. You know, yeah, okay, there we go. There's my answer. I was going to say if Yawar holds back on the MKB to hold on to buyback gold, but I think you realize, you know, if they are going to win the fights, he needs that MKB now. You know, if he doesn't get it, buyback is not going to mean anything. Buying back without that true strike. So he goes all in. The money's gone, the money's spent, and the MKB is picked up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he needs to. Like, saving buyback is usually when you're like high ground defending or something like that. Here, you want to be able to contest for the Roshans, contest fights outside of the base. So him getting that is, I would agree with that, getting that at this time. Adriano finishes up his Reaver, so he's going to be going for a Satanic. Yeah. And he hits level 22, so that's a big damage spike, having that +2 damage per soul. Yeah,
it's definitely the issue that because of the start that Yawar had, this SF, he's constantly nearly one major item ahead of the Juggernaut, which is making life hard for Yawar.
Is invis, but Tavo's coming in with Gem. Are they going to be able to get vision? They see Yawar in a second here. They got a glimpse of him for a moment. They did see him.
Edge. They've got him there with the Burrow Strike straight up. One bash will do it. They get it. And he did go all in on that purchase. There are no outer towers. I'll see how much SG can get done off the back of this.
He's playing very aggressively by himself with that Invis rune. And he knows that they have a gem too.
He knows they've got a gem.
That was a bit risky for him. Trying to go maybe for like a solo kill on like some support with an Omni Slash or something, but that is still a very risky play to go for something like that.
And they have got really good siege potential with how big the SF is. What can Team Freedom do to stop this? Tavo setting up in the tree line. Looks like they did spot him out jumping over there, and yeah, they know it. They'll stun him up. Actually jumping from HFN, trying to go on the bat. Doesn't get the bash. They're just creating space for the rest of SG to hit in onto the tower. CCNC jumps in, but they'll come in with a counter epicenter straight onto the Batrider. Boris is out and down. Stanking gets taken down in a couple of hits. The instant buyback there from the both of them as they'll look to try and do something about this siege from SG. But SG, they'll take the racks. There'll be the jump in from Boris, catching out HFN, dragging him back. But the Burrow Strike in return is there from Tavo, making sure that HFN can get out with the retreat. The Voodoo Restoration looks to be enough for him. They may have to leave Tavo behind as F-Lee comes forward with the Spike Carapace. The Requiem's out and down. They've lost the Sand King, but SG, they get the racks. The most, no, okay, Wishtok's is not going to be as lucky. Try for the TP out, but the Yules is there to cancel him. Can they get the cores out? That's the question. See Adriano chased down. Omni Slash comes through with the MKB. It's a lot of damage, and it's enough. They will punish SG. So they get the racks. Was it worth it, though?
2 buybacks from Team Freedom.
You're happy if you're SG?
I think you're pretty happy, unless you know that this Roche is spawning right now, which it's about to, and that'll probably be Team Freedom getting that one. However, Ursa's still alive, Undying's still alive. Yeah, I don't think they can still contest anyway. I think they should still be pretty decently happy. I mean, they're playing versus a single core, quote-unquote single core Juggernaut. Of course, there's a Puck who is getting close and close to that 25, and he gets extremely powerful with that magic damage, but they forced buybacks, and they took Raxes anyway. I think they're quite happy with that one.
And they're going to get this Roche by looks of it. I mean, as you said, they do have some alive. They're in the mid lane at the moment. Are they making a move over? No, they're not heading this way as of yet.
Do you see King RD's items, by the way?
What's he got down?
He's going to have a Hex in a second on this Undying.
Oh, I like it.
I think they need it, and they need more catch, more disable. Definitely the right pickup coming out.
Oh, they're going to go. Can they get there in time?
They're trying to.
They've still got
1,000 HP, 600.
Seconds. They'll walk into the pit. No, instantly with the lasso. Do they get it? No, Yawar will manage to finish it off. Grabs the Aegis. Dream Core dropped onto 2. Freedom, can they take this fight? HFN manning up to Yawar. Will pop the Aegis immediately. HFN still sticking around. Stun from F-Lee comes down to 2. The Soul Rip there to buy HFN. Time to try and survive. He doesn't get the chance to enrage though. Will buy back. Wants to get himself back into the fight here. Can he do it? King RD with the decays, keeping himself alive. Voodoo Restoration doing absolute wonders. Stanking surviving there thanks to the uphill mischance. Will get himself back up to safety. Effley down on the low ground, but the sentry's dropped by SG. Jumping from the back lines, HFN trying to get himself back and involved. Will be held back by the stun. Oh, is he going to get taken down again, though? He brought back for this HFN, and he will fall. The Omni Slash comes out from Yawar, set up with the Yules onto the Shadow Fiend. They'll look to chase him down on the back lines. They're focusing King RD. They'll let Yawar chase this one down. Now Boris, CCNC join the siege as well. They'll bring the Shadow Fiend down. He's out for 70 seconds. King RD with the jukes, but the blink forwards there from Effley. King RD will taunt himself to the grave as they will slowly but surely chase him down. Can he juke his way out of this? I'd love to see it, but I don't think it's going to happen. The Yule setup into the Ice Path is there. They'll bring down King RD as well. SG throwing everything they had into that fight around the Roshan pit, but it ends up hurting them bad as they are down and out, giving the opportunity for Freedom to move in onto the tier 3. They'll take down the Tombstone, forcing back the Undying. Can they get the Rex out of this as well? There's no Shadow Fiend or Ursa for 30 seconds. And that does look to be long enough to allow Yawar and the team to clean up the mid-melee racks. As SG just going a little too ham there. Can they do anything here? The Dream calls out onto the SK. Paralyzing cast, the bounces. They're doing pretty good at holding some of them back. The jump forward there from Effley in response, looking to find the stun onto Tavo, but Tavo able to burrow strike out.
They don't want to overstay their bounce. SF and Ursa are respawning.
Yeah. Play it safe now. Take what you could get and make sure not to throw anything back in favor of SG. As, yeah, that fight massively hurting SG there around the pit.
Look at this net worth graph.
Oh, it's going to look messy. Can we get that up on the screen? And yeah, bam, straight down. It's always going to look like that if your core buys back. You know, HFN, good intentions, trying to help turn the fight around, but it was a high risk, high reward, and it didn't end up paying off for SG.
It's a hard place for him to fight, and we see the same thing kind of happening every time. They're getting kited around so hard as soon as the BKB wears off from the Shadow Fiend. He's unable to do anything. He also was still dead when that whole engagement was happening. They were fighting 3v5 for quite a long time. TP started coming in from SG, but Team Freedom just had the numbers on them. They had the Aegis and Cheese as well. They expended, I think both of them, right? I think so. Yes, they did use both the Aegis and the Cheese. So I think maybe SG, in hindsight, would kind of look at that one and be like, is the Aegis and Cheese that much of a problem for us? So they expended so much to try to defend it and still lost. It's like, you have to kind of look back at those and try to make a decision, but they did choose to go for it. And they are paying for it heavily with that massive, almost 15,000 gold swing.
Yeah. Bottom lane, just set up potential to King RD. They have got, okay, no, they're actually up towards the top. So it looks like Team Freedom aren't interested in the action here straight away. They're going for a bit of a tickle there, Fleet.
Puck's got level 25. He's got the Dagon 5 finished up as well, so his burst potential, his magic damage is absurd at the moment.
We'll lose the courier here, SG, but it wasn't holding anything at this moment in time.
It looked like it was picking up, I believe, the pieces for this Hex for the Undying. Yeah,
probably was.
I mean, that Hex is going to make a big difference. They also lost their gem, I believe, in the last engagement on the side of SG, too, so now... Oh, no, they still have it. Never mind. So... they can still take fights as long as they have the vision advantage. And now the Aegis and Cheese isn't there, and they're still looking okay, even though it's just, you know, it's just a racks for racks trade. They just gave up a couple unnecessary kills.
Mid lane, ooh, burrow strike just off the mark. Effley quick with the reflexes. Brings himself away from the attempt from Tava. And that Aghanim's nearly complete. And this is going to be, if HFN can get that Ags done, he's going to be feeling a lot more comfortable through these few minutes where he doesn't have buyback available.
Yeah, able to either remove the lasso or if he wants to, break the coil and then remove the coil stun, because right now the coil stun is like 4.5 seconds when he does have that Aghanims finished up, so he has to choose when he wants to do it, but here we go, the wraparound coming out from Freedom.
Oh, and it's a big opening as well from Effley there with the two-man stun. The Omni Slash from Yawar comes in, a Dagon from CCNC to finish off the SF. Great wraparound from Team Freedom, and they're not done yet. Yawar chops down the Tombstone. He will get hexed up, but he doesn't care. They're chasing down for more. Effley again with the setup onto the SK. Takes down Tavo. King RD surrounded by CCNC and Stanking as the Ice Path is laid down. He's tanky on this Undying. Not tanky enough to survive as CCNC picks up a kill. Beyond godlike on the puck. And what
that was
just a great wraparound, and F. Lee there with the Nyx Assassin plays. Fantastic.
Beautiful chain lockdown onto the Shadow Fiend. He's unable to use any of his abilities, no BKB, no Satanic, nothing to try to save himself, and now it's 3 people dead. Shadow Fiend does have buyback, but it would be 2 versus 5.
Yeah, they've just got to let these rags go.
Freedom just with some incredibly good maneuverability and decision of where do they want to take the fight.
I'm seeing HFN trying to jump in, but the lasso is there controlling him. And he's down, and he's out for 80. No buyback. SF will buy back for this now. Feeling the threat. But again, F. Lee in with these stuns, causing issues for what this Shadow Fiend's trying to do. He's forced to put the BKB, will heal up with the Satanic. But CCNC just jumping around the back lines with these Dagon plays, picking up the kills. F. Lee's back in. Will get punished as Tavo comes through with the Blink Burrow Strike. No Nyx Assassin. SG only with 2 alive here, but it looks to be enough to force Team Freedom to back off. But this game getting into very, very hard territory for SG to swing back. As again, just another one of these games where we're seeing some of these sort of fights towards the later mid-game where SG, they're trying to make these plays, but they kind of just end up shooting themselves in the foot as Team Freedom have been able to punish them. Some great positioning from the Nyx Assassin and some really nice rotations as well.
Yeah, the Nyx Assassin stuns have been on point. Even the Ice Path, the coils, their spell usage on Team Freedom has definitely been a bit better than SG. And I feel like them having like these so many different saving mechanisms, these like 2 Force Staves, 2 Eul Scepters, they have so many ways to just kite the fight out. And SG just kind of starts like running around. They can't really catch a lot of the heroes on Freedom. It just makes it a lot more difficult. And also Freedom's, the place that they take these fights is incredibly good and just unexpected. There was no way that SG was expecting a kind of wraparound like that. They were completely split up, and Freedom capitalized on it. And now, Refresher finished up on CCNC, so getting rid of his Veil. He is maxed out. And he's like we said, he's almost unkillable. Like, they have the Hex, of course, now in the Undying, but Hex and a Sanking Stun, that's pretty much all they have right now to try to catch that puck. And he is an absolute problem.
Scotty's finished on your wire as well. He's made the absolute recovery throughout this game. Right up to the top, on par with the farm of this Shadow Fiend of Adriana. King RD loves that sad trombone. He really does. And this game's certainly looking to be very tough now for SG Esports.
Yeah, they're unable to really get their lanes out in a great fashion either. It's just the Shadow Fiend who can push lanes. The Ursa, every time he does, he kind of just gets picked off by a lasso or chain disable.
Let's see what they can do here. Team Freedom setting up the creep wave down bottom to go for that push to try for the mega creeps. But by the looks of it, just not feeling under too much pressure at all. They do need to be a little careful with Yuar. Of course, going in on the Skadi. Buyback not available there in terms of gold.
I think they're just waiting for the final Roche to be able to just close the game out.
Just play it safe for sure, yeah, for Team Freedom. There's no need to get too hasty at this stage.
Yeah, they've got very dominant map control at this time too, and it's past 40 minutes, so those double runes start coming into favor. So double runes and a Roche, and that'll probably be their window to go for the ending of the game.
Now look at this part. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, CCNC before he got that GPM talent was having a great game, but it's really quite something to see how far ahead the puck can get in net worth. And yeah, late game puck. He's going to be loving it. I mean, as you said, looking for the Lincoln Sphere next.
Yeah, probably get rid of the Euls.
Get rid of the Euls. Yeah.
Okay. He has options. I think he can even buy like he can buy a Moon Shard for Yuar if he wants to or something, but he's clearly just wants to be able to scale a bit more for himself. The Eul Scepter has been great.
Yeah.
But Lincoln's is just a better alternative. And at least will block from those instant disables. I mean, if he blocks the Hex or the Sanking Stun, he's just able to phase shift. All their effort to try to kill him is thwarted.
So what SG can do with this smoke? We saw earlier very good movement from Team Freedom as they wrapped around again. Team Freedom will be smoked. Who's going to get the advantage here? There's the reveal here on the back lines. Definitely trying to get in. They'll get the lasso off onto the Shadow Fiend, dragging him back. The Voodoo Restoration and the Death Ward out, as long with the Epicenter, they've actually been able to take down the Batrider here. Looking good for the side of SG. They've taken down one. Can they get anything more? CCNC trying to burst down the Shadow Fiend. The Euls will be there. Can he play his way out of this? Very low on the mana. Stanking taken out as HFN jumps forward, looking for more action. There'll be a buyback from Boris. trying to get himself back in the fight. F. Lee sneaks away with the Vendetta. They've got the lasso, dragging the Shadow Fiend up to the high ground into the clutches of CCNC, bursting him down low. The Soul Rip, is it enough to keep King RD alive? No, the Omni Slash bounces will do it. Yawar comes in for the finisher, takes down 2. They will lose F. Lee, and this did cost Team Freedom 2 buybacks. Yawar is going to look forward to jump in for more. Ice Pass there, trapping the 2 of them. They'll come back in with the Blade Fury. HFN, Yulesed up. They'll both go up in the air there. The 2 cores. HFN taken down, though, by a crit from the Juggernaut. They'll surround the Sand King. It's a team wipe as SG hit the decks. Only a buyback available on the SK, and look at the base. CCNC already hitting in onto the tier 4s. The fighting just wasn't enough from SG. The clutch buybacks from Team Freedom, securing them the team fight, and GG is called. Team Freedom taking game 1.
Man, it was looking so good for SG, and then that Roche engagement just completely swung the game back for Team Freedom. The buyback from the Ursa. He never went for BKB either, and we were looking at Team Freedom's lineup where they're heavy magical damage oriented, but at the same time, SG also were lacking kind of ways to catch them in the fights. Like they had the Sand King stun, Witch Doctor wasn't able to really get any money because he was getting focused and just killed by all like the havoc that was happening in the fights. And it was like Tavo has to get like perfect stuns, and they have to pretty much burst them.
Tavo,
and it was just, it's way too hard. Team Freedom has just so much maneuverability in the engagements.
Yeah, really nice play from CCNC. That was very good performance for the later part of it all. And Yawar as well making the recovery he did on the Juggernaut. And I think again, kind of getting to that stage, it was the fact that MKB call as well. You know, we saw him obviously say, screw the defusal, I need the MKB. And it made the absolute world of difference. These Omni Slashes suddenly were just ripping the Shadow Fiend to pieces. Adriano was really struggling to do much in the fights because, again, of the superior control that Team Freedom had in return for what SG had in terms of setting up and allowing this SF to go to work in those late game fights.
Yeah, Freedom just, tons of control, tons of team fight prowess, and took good engagements.
Oh, well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1. Again, unfortunately for SG, another loss for them today. They've got another chance, though. Game 2 coming around the corner between SG and Team Freedom. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after a short ad break.